Welcome to Transit Talk, Human Design Transits, real talk in real time. I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jess. We meet up about every 6 days to explore the current human design transits and how they're actually showing up in our lives. And we'd love for you to join us.
We're talking energy in the moment, what we're feeling, what we're noticing, and what the transits are stirring up inside us and all around us.
So, whether you're joining us live or listening later, we're glad you're here.
Let's get into it.
Get into it.
Good morning. Oh my gosh, this is synchronicity at its finest. So wait, I have to tell everybody. I just realized this. Jess drove 4 hours to spend like less than 24 hours with me when I was down in St. Petersburg this weekend. And we actually did a little shopping. And I, representing the gate of the arousing, that ego and energy of shock, decided to wear my really bold, dramatic sequin little jacket I bought.
Yes, yes.
It's so beautiful that you are wearing the dress that you bought when you were with me.
The dress. Oh, and I'm gone.
It's kind of hard to do that with your background. You just disappear when you move. So anyway, and I had no idea that, we don't talk about these things. We always show up and just kind of shock each other, literally. And yeah, today Jess is representing the energy of gate 57.
Yes, yes. So it was really cool. I was chatting with Mark Germain actually about Ibiza, and we're talking about like villas and who's staying where. And I was okay. Now here's the really important question. What does Gate 57 look like? And he's this, and I was like, no, clothing. What does it look like? And he mentioned a couple of things, and then he said New Year's. And I was like, oh my God, yes, New Year's, right? It's about really, it's like that intuition. There's this clarity piece, that present moment in the 57. And with, the splenic responses, it's in the moment. And it almost kind of feels like, for me, I have a defined spleen. It's like fireworks. It's there. And when it's gone, right? And so, with gate 57, with this being auditory as well, there's this feeling of New Year's when you're anticipating, you're like, there's almost this fear of the future, potentially. There's like this trepidation of countdown, there it is, right? And then also that the right ear for the 57. So you're listening, you're feeling the sensations, and it's really, you're listening for the ball drop, for the clock. It was perfection. Yes, New Year's. And it allows me to wear my new dress.
Okay. See, I was thinking you were taking the aspect of it's also known as the gentle, and that dress is so super soft and it's very like a light fabric, and it's feminine. It felt very gentle at the same time. So
yes.
yeah.
And Kathy is my styling guru. Let me tell you right now, if you need help with shopping, I am not great with shopping. I'm not a good shopper. And she's like, this and this goes together. And I would never have tried this dress on, but I tried it on. And I was, oh, yeah. And she's like, no, this is the one. So, Kathy, yes. Very intuitive.
Yes. And I actually love this it's like a little baseball jacket thing that I found. And I just decided that I'd break out my Santa Fe crown that we made at the first day. There was a thing you could make these crowns, and of course I had to add the disco balls to mine, and we called them aura crowns. And so anyway, this is all about me. I said gate 51, we just think of it as shock, like, oh, bad things are going to happen. It's this horrific gate, but gate 51 is this really strong sense of who you are in this way that points to the identity center, right? It's the only gate on the will center that points to the identity center. It points to the 25, and the 25 has been active for a while now, and Neptune's been in 25. So we have this like dreamy 25 energy of the love of spirit, right? And as we're looking at this energy of really being who we are, and in a way that arouses people, that shocks people because of the true nature of who we are sometimes. This is this beautiful energy in this channel right now. And this is we just came out of, actually, when I posted the transit last night, we had 3 channels activated, but the moon just moved out of gate 3. But we started this transit with 3 individual channels defined by the transits. That's really powerful individual amount of energy for the whole collective to be experiencing. And now for the entirety of this transit, we're all going to have the feeling of the 2551, which I'm just talking about, um, and the 5720, because the 20 is activated by Uranus right now. So, and if you know anything about individual energy is what it sounds like. It's all about being really authentic, being true to who you are. It's about radical self-trust. And this powerful thing that's going on right now in the collective energy that's saying, trust yourself, radical self-trust, be who you are. It's this channel of initiation, but initiation to what? It's connected between the will center, your ego, and your identity center. So it's initiation into the the connectedness of who we are. 25 is the only gate that is in all things, living and non-living. It's about being really connected with this arousing into oneness type of energy. And then that 5720 at the same time is telling us to be present, to feel into what's going on today, and to enjoy that New Year's Eve moment and not already be making all your New Year's resolutions and worrying about whether you're going to break them, but to really, when you have that toast at midnight and you kiss the person next to you or what hug your friends, being present and knowing what comes from that experience and being able to trust that. So
Yeah.
anyway, I am wearing my colors, my disco sequins, I am the queen of me.
I love it. I love
So,
it so much. And it's so interesting. I bought running shoes. And so part of that 2551 is it's a design of needing to be first, right? And so
mhm.
I normally don't have a defined will ego center. I do have the defined G. And I had bought myself these running shoes. And I'm like, I have a friend who sends me pictures all over the place running. And you're so inspiring. I'm going to do this. I got the shoes. No, nothing. This morning. So let us know if anybody else is feeling some kind of like, I can do this now. I
Yeah.
went running. It was dismal. It was terrible. Yes, but I did it.
Well, an interesting thing too, because I have the 51 defined. It's defined by my design Jupiter.
Yeah.
And it is, yeah, I had to make sure it wasn't my conscious design Jupiter. And my whole, like all the gates on the ego are defined for me. I have a fully defined will. But the key thing when Ra was talking about gate 51 specifically, he really stresses it is part of this, a design to be first, but only when you're rested.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of tendency in any of this will center energy to push yourself beyond what's right for you. And really, it's just part of the whole, like, what do they call it? There's a term that they use for the things that are kind of conditioned behaviors that are byproducts of capitalism. And one of them is to feel ashamed of resting, right? To feel associated with our productivity as our sense of worth. And so it's really asking us to, with this transit, with this 5720, this brainwave, this being, not being afraid. The fear of tomorrow is a shadow of gate 57. The clarity is the of 57. So really having the clarity to know who you are and what's important to you and to know when you need to rest and when you
Yes.
need to run, when you want to run, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting too because there was this almost this feeling of like this fear of the future. Because my mom's got some hip issues, and so really the importance of taking care of your body, taking care of yourself, and there was this feeling of okay, this fear of the future, like you want to take care of yourself a little bit too. This morning there was that energy that was present as I was okay, I'm running, I'm doing this, let's go. This is it's really, today was a beautiful day of just being, what does my body need? Okay, it wants to move. And how do I do this in a sustainable way where, I had a gym membership, but I never went because I travel so much. And then it was all the excuses. So I'm like, how do I start doing this in a way that I can consistently exercise? How do I do this in a way way where I can consistently have enough water, eat good food, do all of these things without all these excuses. And today was the day. It was just like it all fell into place.
I don't know if we're live. If anybody can see this in the group, can someone, oh no, there we are. That's
There
so
we are.
weird.
Okay, I was gonna say
We
I
are
can
live.
check.
It scared me, but that's so weird because when I opened the group, it showed the event and said live, but then it didn't show a video. So
Oh,
now
I see us.
I see us.
I see. Hi,
So, yeah.
Karen. Oh, I got to meet Karen in person.
Yes, we
Hi,
got
Karen. Yes.
yeah, we had a lovely time at in Florida, not just Jess and I got together, but we got to meet up with two Karens that we know from this online beautiful human design community, and also my friend Angela, who is also in that area. And it's doing it again where I can't now have lost it to.
I can see it on my phone. So
Can
it's
you just
there.
pin it?
Yeah, I will keep track of it on
Yeah.
it. And so the other thing too, with the splenic center, this is about wellness, right? As well. This is this piece of like, there is that instinct, there is that intuitive hit, but it's also the wellness. And the 57 specifically is the fastest form of that boom intuitive hit. Let's take a look.
Okay, I think I did it. I pinned it.
Did you pin it? Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
they did something different in the format on Facebook.
Interesting. So we got 57, our sun right now. And so this is known as the gentle, like Kathy was speaking to, the dress, it's just soft. It just feels gentle. It feels flowy, intuitive insight. And then quantum human design, it's known as instinct. And then when we're looking here, this is really interesting looking at the hexagram because this is actually wind over wind. And so when you think about wind and you think about the impact it can have, the wind blowing the trees and they start to lean and all these different aspects with wind, but wind itself is it's very malleable. It's very soft. It's very gentle. It's very flowy. So we've got that wind over wind over here. And then in 51, we've got thunder over thunder. So a bit of a little bit more shocking. And then, wind too, if you think it's a little bit quieter sometimes versus if you think thunder, it's like, boom, here's this thing. Why can't I not think? What is it? Richard Rudd, Gene Keys. The progression here is from unease to intuition to clarity. And so, sometimes the intuition that you get, you're like, I don't know, what is this? What's going on? Can I trust it? Will I be able to share it with people in a way that they understand? Because 57 is very, very interesting. If you look over here for 57, it has so many different, yes, let's go in a little bit more. It's got 3 harmonic gates. It's got 3 different energies that are pulling it, right? So we've got the 20, we've got the 10, we've got the 34, all of these different places where the 57 can go.
Yeah.
And so
Rob
finding
referred to it as a font because if you think of
yeah.
it like it can all start out and it can go in all these different directions, right?
Yes. Yeah. I was actually listening to his audio and he said I laughed. It's the pretty girl at the fair that everybody wants to dance with.
Oh, you were listening. I don't think I've listened to that one, but I have the Hanging Gate 57, and it's interesting because my husband has the 20, the 10, and the 34. And so together I complete his integration.
Yes.
Right?
I love that. Yeah. And really seeing how this energy, if you have this innately, and then also there's a nuance that he spoke about. If you have this with the 2838, or if you don't have the 2838, how this is a little bit more transpersonal. If you've got that 2838 versus it's a little less transpersonal, it's more how do I get to the now, which is what the 57 is really looking for. How do I get
can you go back again? Because I think you lost me. If you have the 2838, then the 57 is more transpersonal. Is that what you just said?
Yes. And I actually wrote exactly down. It actually operates differently when you have the 2838 in the design. So if you have no 2838, you're completely absorbed with your self-caring and you're not interested in the other. But if you have the 2838, there's the knowing and an openness and a consideration of the other. And if you have when we start going into the transpersonal lines, the 4th line, especially if you have that 2838 present, then you're very transpersonal, right? And if not, then it's only this level of transpersonal to get to the now.
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. So the 2838, I get that it comes, the 2838 for people who are listening is the channel of struggle.
Yeah,
It's the,
knowing what to struggle for.
right.
It's the gameplay
Yeah.
or struggle. It's knowing the thing. Talking about the mechanics of that, this specific one, the 57, actually shows up differently depending on if you have this 2838.
So what if you just have one or the other?
That's a great question. We talked about it as the 2838. I am not quite sure.
And he said if you don't have it, then it's not, then it's,
The words specifically were that if there's no 2838, then you're totally absorbed with your self-caring and you're not interested in the other, in the design that it actually operates differently. Isn't that cool? An added nuance. This was something I wasn't aware of before too. All these gold nuggets.
let's do this. I would love to, anybody who wants to come talk after we do the cosmic weather report, come on and chat, because I think, Jess, you have to scoot out a little early afterwards.
At 12. Do you want
So
to
if
finish
there's anybody who
51?
wants to come and chat with me about this transit, Mark Germain, I have questions about what you posted that I'd love for you to share after, but are you ready to get into the cosmic weather now? And we'll
Did you want to do the 51, the
well, I'm just
movement?
worried we're not going to have time because I know you have to leave. So that's why I was worried.
It's not a huge
Okay.
thing. It's lunch.
Okay.
I'm not, they
Perfect.
know I'm coming late. They know I'm,
Okay.
yeah, they're good. We're
No
good.
problem.
But thank
Okay.
you. I really appreciate your consideration.
Sure.
Yeah, so the 51, we've got the earth. This is known as arousing, shock, and initiation, like you said before, in quantum human design. We kind of spoke to the thunder over thunder, very different energy. And just a reminder, the 51 is an exact mirror of the 57, right? So if you look at where you have the yang, you've got the yin here. It's the exact balance. It's the exact mirror. So they're both beautiful energies together. And then we have the progression from agitation to initiation to awakening. And this is in the quarter of initiation, which is the purpose fulfilled through mind. 57 is the quarter of duality, which we've been in, which is the purpose fulfilled through bonding. And yes, now I'm ready.
Okay. That was really fast.
You know how people like speed it up?
My mind is, yeah, you cannot speed up, Jess.
No.
But my mind is still back trying to process the whole idea of how that 57 is going to be different for me than it would be if I had that 28. But then also the fact that the 2838 is a theme in my family because my daughter has the 2838, my husband has the 28, and I have the 38, and then I'm the only one with the 57. And so that's a lot for me to now add to my contemplation. And
You're welcome.
everything you've said after that is just kind of like gone because I'm still
Processing through.
Yeah. So anyway, meanwhile, it is time for the cosmic weather report, which, ooh, I lose my crown. Okay. Let me just get my little, someday I'll figure out how to do this fast, but I'm not Jess.
Well, I was laughing because people normally put things on like faster, 1.5 or 2 point whatever, but I think I talk very fast.
We got to slow Jess down.
You got to slow me down because I naturally talk very fast.
Okay, so now it's time for our weekly cosmic weather forecast, where we bring you the daily line-by-line flavor of the current transit. Think of this as your energetic weather report, complete with a high chance of feels and a low-pressure system of wisdom just waiting to land. Each day we're tuning into the specific energy of the lines as the sun and earth highlight them. So this week's energetic overview is a little different. The daily weather might feel a little more intense than usual. We've got two strong individual currents running through the collective field, that channel of the brainwave and the channel of initiation. Both are deeply personal frequencies that pull our awareness inward and wake us up from the inside out. So that means we're not just feeling this day-to-day energy of the lines that we're going to get into, we're also swimming in a full week of heightened intuition, courage, and awakening. This is individual energy at its peak, so don't expect everyone to be on the same page. Stay grounded in your own rhythm, listen to your inner voice, and remember clarity comes from trust, not from trying to keep up with anyone else. So, Wednesday, we've got first line energy, confusion and reference, a day for staying calm through chaos and learning from past experiences. Shadow weather. Whoops. People may overreact to small issues or spiral into drama about things that don't really matter. Expect lots of noise and very little signal. Gift forecast. When we stay centered, intuition cuts right through confusion. The experience of past challenges helps us respond wisely instead of reactively. Line conditions. Low visibility but stable pressure. Breathe before you respond. Most storms will pass quickly. Thursday brings second line energy, cleansing and withdrawal, a quieter day that invites purification, reflection, and space to rest, to reset. Shadow weather, collective impatience or emotional shutdown, people retreating while insisting they're fine. Gift forecast, taking time out helps everything settle. Step back from the noise, clear the mental clutter, and let intuitive insight return naturally. Line conditions, cooler air moving in, good day for stillness and self-care. Friday, third line energy is acuteness and excuse me, adaptation, sensitivity, and learning through experience. Shadow weather, emotional overreactance and control freakery may flare. The atmosphere feels edgy. Gift forecast, adaptability is your anchor. When you let intuition guide your next step, what feels chaotic becomes clarifying. Line conditions, intermittent flashes of insight keep your grounding cords handy. Special weather alert, midday the moon moves into gate 35 and connects with Saturn in gate 36, reactivating the channel of transitoriness. Expect emotional highs, breakthroughs, or nostalgia tied to old experiences resurfacing. Now, from the deeply personal to the dramatically public, Jess, give us the scoop on the upper trigram and how the energy is playing out across the bigger stage.
Saturday carries fourth line energy, the director and limitation, leadership through calm presence, shadow weather, collective anxiety, and people micromanaging everyone else's process. The gift forecast, when you lead with calm clarity, others find their own direction. True guidance comes from listening, not control. Line conditions, visibility improving, gentle crosswinds of leadership and collaboration. Sunday brings fifth line energy, progression and symmetry, where insight becomes leadership. Shadow weather, projection storms. Everyone thinks they know the right way forward. Gift forecast, stay aligned with your own rhythm. Progress now means moving gently, not forcing outcomes. Line conditions, balanced pressure, good day for connecting and inspiring others through steady presence. Monday is sixth line energy. Utilization and separation wraps up the cycle with wisdom and renewal. The shadow weather, emotional fatigue or withdrawal, folks checking out after an intense week. The gift forecast, detachment with compassion. Trust that what's leaving is clearing space for what's next. Gonna read that one again. Trust that what's leaving is clearing space for what's next. Like the phoenix, you are regenerating clarity through release. Line conditions, calm skies ahead, energizing, stabilizing, energy stabilizing, and integration underway. That's your cosmic weather forecast, folks. There may be chaos in the weather, but you'll find clarity in your chart.
Thanks, Jess. And remember, radical self-trust is still your best umbrella. Follow your strategy and authority and shine your light, my friends. Okay. So I don't know if there's anybody who wants to come on and chat with me a little bit. I know Jess is going to have to leave in a minute, but I really feel like this, Mark, I know you said you can't clarify that, but if you want to hop on the Zoom, I'd love to chat with you. And I don't know if anybody else is around that wants to come on. Otherwise, we can keep it short and sweet, and that's fine. I think that this is always an interesting transit. I'd love if you're catching this later, you can share in the comments what you might be feeling, what's showing up for you. For me, I always like this transit.
I just saw Mark's comment. I was laughing at Mark's comments. Mark, you have to come in and share. This is your inspiration. Fireworks.
Right? He's
Uh,
oh,
yes, we would love some clarity whenever it feels good for you for that 2838 and what specifically Ra was speaking to with that. It just drops these like truth bombs. And Ra had 51, gate of shock you, and I'm out.
that was his conscious son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So that means 57 was his evolution,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it was his conscious earth. So, this is the inverse of this would be his cross then. Well, no, because he is a fifth line, so he would have been the other cross.
The
Anyway,
Clarion.
pardon me. Here comes Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hang on, letting him in. Okay. He needed a formal invitation from both of
Oh,
us.
did I not invite you properly?
Hey, Mark.
Hi.
Hi. Where are we?
Hi.
That's a background. At first, I was like, where are you? And then I saw your shoulder disappear and I realized it was a background. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I had on here. I'm on
yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
I'm
Are you still
usually
traveling?
not on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
so I have no idea.
Are you still
Yeah.
traveling?
I'm in Vienna in my first full day, staying with Therese. Jaeger's, my, I'm getting a lane.
Wait. Jägersberger. Her and I practiced for
Yes,
a
Jess.
minute.
Thank you, Jess. She's came to the rescue again.
You can
This is
let
what I
her
love
know.
about
I
Jess. She
practiced and
comes to
came
the
to use.
rescue. She's awesome.
Yes.
Yes. We
She's
love
also very tall.
Yes.
So that's that too.
Yes.
Can't get around that.
Well, you are also very tall. I think you
Yeah,
are
but
both.
I was in Norway. Everyone was tall. I was like, it was really weird, especially all the women. It's like, you're like, hello?
Well, when I met
Where's
you in
the,
person last year in Santa Fe, I did not realize you were as tall as you are.
there
So,
you go.
right, we don't know these things.
Well, you guys, you look nice in your hat. And
My
Jess,
crown.
as always.
My
Well,
crown.
okay, crown.
We made these in
What
Santa Fe.
time is it? Yes. I hope you had a good time.
It was amazing.
If you like, I can clarify that
Please,
gate 57.
please.
Okay. Gate 57, the gentle, intuitive clarity in the now, is really it's part individual and part integration, depending on what's hooking up to it.
Right.
So if it's a 57 to the 20, it's an individual channel. The keynote is empowerment. It can empower others in its knowing, in its intuitive clarity in the now. That's the potential and demonstrating that. Now, when you have the 57 hooked up to the 10 or the 34, and it becomes integration, it becomes self-empowerment. It's more about me, and me, depending on the other things in the chart. So if you're pure integration, you have no other channels or life force energies, or maybe even design centers get clicked on a lot. But either way, if you don't have anything else, this is where it really stands out. If you have 57 activates for integration, and then you have either the 28 or the 38 or the whole channel 2838, that softens the integration of it's about me, and it can include other people. So if you didn't have the 28 or 38 and you were just integration, no 20 for that, you had other integration channels, of course, everything balances and to whatever degree. But if you're just pure integration, you had no 28 or 38 or the 2838, you don't care about as much other people depending on other things you design, but it's more survival, self-centered.
In my case, where I have the 57,
Mm-hmm.
then I do not have.
Did you just have a hanging
I
57?
I have a hanging 57, and then I have the 2644 is all I have on my spleen. But I have a
Well,
hanging 38. Bye, Jess. Have a
Bye.
great
Love
lunch.
you all.
So I have a gate
so
38 of the 2838, but I don't have the 28. And then,
it doesn't work the same way
yeah,
for you because it has to be in a channel, because otherwise you have the right ear of the moment, and your intuitive clarity in the now has the fear of tomorrow. What you hear today can bring fear about what tomorrow is. So you can get potentially melancholic from that. But it doesn't, because you have the 38, which is the fighter, the individual truth or purpose, it doesn't quite work like that. But my son, he also has the 3254, but he's integration. He has everything but the 20, but he has the 38 6 times. So he's always looked out for people.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the guy you do want in the zombie apocalypse, but
Right.
he's not going to leave you behind. He said, all right, come with me.
Right.
Whereas if you were just integration, he would look back and go, well, you can keep up if you want to, but I'm going on my path. You know,
Right.
I'm not looking out for you. You got to keep it up yourself.
Yeah.
That would be an integration. So the 28, if that person out of the 28 or 38, it would soften them,
Right.
make them think about the other.
Interesting. Okay. So my
That makes
daughter,
sense?
sort of, yeah, I have to say, well, I'm somebody who always has to like contemplate something and sit with it.
Yes, then
Really
that's good.
like
But at
see how
least there
that
wasn't
feels.
anything
Right. Yeah.
unclear, right?
Yeah,
It was,
I think I'll have to maybe even listen to it again to sit with it, just because I've never thought of it in that context. I've always thought about, I've always thought of the integration circuit as just another form of individual energy. And so for you to, I
well,
understand.
it's not even a circuit technically. It's integration is not a circuit. It's our first channels that we had in the evolutionary process. So it's a life force energy rooted in survival.
Mhm.
It's the perfected form, and you got the channel of power, the design of an archetype. You got what am I missing? I'd say
Brainwave.
brainwave is individual.
So I always
That's
thought,
an actual individual circuit channel.
so this is not clear then, because I have always been taught, when I've looked at the diagrams, I've always seen the integrative circuit as containing the 20 and the 57 and the 34.
Well, it can, but
Yeah.
not the 1050, but not the 1050, the 2057. The 2057 is individual. The rest of 2010, the 20 34, the 20 those are integration channels. And they're not part technically of any circuitry. They're not individual.
Okay. Whenever I've looked at a diagram that shows integrative circuits, it shows all of those as being the
Well, whoever created that is incorrect in how they did it.
Okay. I'll have to go look at my book again.
I have one here, but I don't even know how to share it. How do
Yeah,
I
no,
pull up
that's
an
okay.
image here?
I don't, it would probably be tricky. Here, I can look. But anyway, this is all relative to this centering circuit, individual circuit, knowing circuit. Where does it have the integrative circuit? I'm looking in the definitive book of human design.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a 20. Yeah, the 20 is part of integration, but I'm sorry, it wasn't clear. The 2057 though is individual circuitry, part of the individual knowing circuit. The rest of those are not part of the knowing circuit. They're not part of the centering circuit. That's not what they're there.
yeah, so I guess I can see now that even though it shows the diagram here, it shows the diagram showing all those things. Now that you say that, when you look at the bottom, it does not list the 5720 as part of that. So I learned something that I haven't known for 9 years, because I've always just looked at the diagram and saw
Yeah,
that.
well, it's hard because, in all fairness to you, Kathy, it's hard because it's it is part of it in one way, but not in another configuration. So
Right,
how do you color that? How do you make that
exactly.
distinction? I have one, but I'd have to send it to you. I don't know how to.
Yeah, that's okay. And it's interesting though, like the reason I'm spending so much time on it is trying to sit with the idea of why that channel is not part of integration, but yet
Because it's individual. If you look at the,
but the
if you look at
components
the,
of it, but
if
the
you look at the individual circuitry, right, it's all in the middle. It goes all the way around. It's
Mhm.
up the middle, from the head down to the root. It's the middle channels, and it's the middle channels on both sides of the splenic system and the emotional system.
But
That's the knowing circuit.
all of those channels, all of those gates are also individual. The 10 and the 34 are also part of the individual
Yeah,
circuit.
that part of as
So it's clear as mud, Mark.
I have it written down for you so you can have it.
No, I mean, I'm trying to understand the logic of it, but this is probably not the place to keep going
Because
into.
because if you
Yeah.
think about integration, think of the word itself. It's all integrating these different various aspects that create the self that's worried about the self's own survival. It's rooted in survival. That's the whole integration network, you want to call it, or a series of channels, is because it's not a circuit, because it doesn't complete a circuit. If you look at everything else, a circuit has a beginning, middle, and an end. Those are just things that work together with everything. If you look at the tribal circuitry, you know, there's at the 45 goes down, and then it forms a loop, and then there's the connections of the minor circuit, which is the 20, 50, 50 and 27 and a 59.6. But it all makes a complete like loop. If you look at integration by itself, there's no loop, there's no circuit.
Yeah,
Technically, a definition of a circuit,
yeah, has to connect.
you have to connect. So if you interrupted the circuit, you would interrupt the whole thing.
Right.
That's why it's called integration.
Yeah, and I think that's widely referred to wrong because I often see things written and talking about it as the integration circuit, but it is the integration channel. So,
Well, if I had a business that was just about what people put out there, that was right or wrong, I don't have enough motors.
yeah. Okay, well, I appreciate your jumping on here. I hope that that was interesting to someone other than me, but it was
I
interesting to
I'm
me. So,
sorry it wasn't as
no,
clearly articulated at
no.
times, but I was really more harping on the 5027 and the 2838. But anyway, and the integration versus that one channel. So, or the 10 to the 34 as part of the channel exploration is the centering circuit. So,
Right.
which is part of the minor one of the individual circuit. It's the
Yeah.
minor circuit. So subcircuit.
So remind me, do you have either the
So
57 or the 51? I haven't looked at your chart in a while.
yeah, I have the 2551 as a channel.
Okay.
So the 51, the arousing, it's really about the adaptation to shock, but it can be shocking.
Right.
There's very
Uh-oh. Okay, I think Mark's frozen. Let's see if he's going to come back. No. Okay. I guess this is the universe saying time to end. Peace out. Sorry, Mark. I'm going to end this.